Hi, I hope it's been a great day for you today. You know, my family often makes me laugh. Our grandson Parker, who's a freshman in high school now, was invited to ride along to an out-of-town football game with a new friend from his school. Later that evening, his mom texted his sister, Ralph, and me to lament his newfound freedom and her angst and how she's going to handle that. Then came more texts from both of the girls about all of the ways that we supposedly tried to curtail or monitor their freedom when they were in high school, some of which was true, but most of it was pretty highly exaggerated. Parker's mom finished by saying it was going to be a long night and she wasn't sure how she was going to handle the next 4 years. So I told her prayer and lots of it was the only thing that she could really do, and it was all that she needed. It's hard letting kids grow up, test their wings, and trust that they'll be okay. From the moment they begin walking, they begin moving away from the protective shadow of their parents and attempt more and more things on their own. Ever wonder how God felt when Adam and Eve started exploring the garden and finding all the new things there for them? They were brand new for them, and trying and just looking at what all was there, ultimately eating of the forbidden fruit. God had given them everything that they could ever want or need, including an intimate relationship with Him. And the only thing that He asked of them was to just stay away from that one particular tree. Everything else was at their fingertips, but they had to leave that tree alone. And you know what happened to the rest of the story. Freedom's a very tricky thing, something that we fight for, that many have died for, but as a rule, we don't really understand how precious it really is. God could have created us to be His unquestioning followers, never doubting anything that He did or said, and slavishly following His commandments, never doubting, never questioning or pushing back at all. But in perfect love, God gave us freedom to make decisions, to choose if we would follow Him or not, whether we would love Him and trust Him, and obey His commandments, even when we don't fully understand or comprehend His ways. But if our lives are dominated by our thoughts of or our understanding of freedom, we ultimately become slaves to sin and our own selfish desires, which will not result in a life of joy and peace. Freedom through Christ gives us the opportunity to love God with all our hearts, minds, and souls, and to love others as ourselves, and to put aside the human nature that is so sinful, that focuses only on our wants and our needs and desires. The Apostle Paul writes in Galatians 5, "For you have been called to live in freedom, my brothers and sisters, but don't use your freedom to satisfy your sinful nature. Instead, use your freedom to serve one another in love. For the whole law can be summed up in this one command: love your neighbor as yourself." If we are to be truly free, we must fully surrender ourselves to God. His plan, His way is so much better than anything that we could ever come up with. It will save us from a lot of pain and disappointment when we turn away from those things that we think will make us free and instead choose freedom in Christ. God's blessings to you all. Bye.